the Hurricanes, who are going to Detroit, or already in Detroit tonight. And as we bring in former Stanley Cup champion, although I guess you're always a Stanley Cup champion, Erik Cole. Carolina dominated the game. I want to start with the game against Washington on Wednesday. I thought Carolina dominated the game for the most part. Second period a little bit even. But I thought the Caps started getting frustrated late in the second period, and then it was just old school trying to fly around and exact a pound of flesh. Am I right? Did you see it that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, there's definitely a truth in there that, they were trying to, set the tone for the future meetings that are on the horizon. Obviously there's going to be a big game next week in Washington, and then even heading into the playoffs, there's a real good chance that these two teams are going to have to go through one another to continue to advance.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were attempted messages being sent. Jalen Chatfield, I guess they reviewed it. He escaped supplemental discipline. I remember when I watched the takedown of Connor McMichael, and I thought McMichael, for the most part during the game, had been looking to stir things up, and I don't think Jalen sought out the fight. As he was throwing him down, I was going, I hope nobody gets hurt here, because it certainly looked like it was dangerous. What was your view on that?
Well, I mean, anytime that you are, in a fight like that, where, there wasn't a ton of punches thrown, but when you get on the whip from somebody having a hold of your jersey, I mean, it's really hard to keep your balance. So, thankfully, like you said, nobody was injured on the play, but at the same time, it looked to me like a bigger, stronger man just ragdolled a lesser version of an NHL player.
What did you make of the Tom Wilson-Logan Stankoven bout?
Well, I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised by anything that Tom Wilson does. I think he's definitely earned his reputation around the league for just kind of, from time to time, he does some stuff that just makes you shake your head. But I thought Stankoven did very, very well. Considering the size difference. Yeah.
I thought it was funny. He was the third star of the game, and he came out like in shorts and basically a long sleeve T-shirt. I thought he should have come out in a bathrobe and paid homage to Mike Commodore. That would have been the best thing ever.
Yeah. I mean, that certainly would have been interesting, but I would imagine he was a few minutes into his post-game bike ride by the time they came and grabbed him and told him, "Oh, hey, by the way, we need you to poke your head out here for a second."
Right, run out onto the ice, give a puck away, and let's move on. All right, this time of the season, you have been through it where your team is. Actually, as I think about it, you might not have been in this particular situation. Maybe in 2009, I'm not sure. Where your team is definitely going to the playoffs. You're still playing for position. You're still trying to. There's various things to clinch. How do you approach these last 7 games if you're Carolina?
Well, I think there has to be a good balance between continuing to win games, and you want everyone to be playing well, but at the same time you want everyone to be healthy.
Right.
And healthy being a kind of air quote word there while I say that, just because of the time of the season, nobody's full health.
Right.
Everyone's got bumps and bruises, and so you just you might need to manage just a few guys, and if anybody's got something lingering or anything like that. You might look to give them a little bit of rest. I remember in 2002 we had clinched the Southeast, but I don't think we sat anyone until the final last 3 games of the regular season or so,
right,
where Sean Hill and Ron Francis, Jeff O'Neill, Sammy Kapanen, those guys, took a few games off just to kind of reset. I think for Sammy in particular, it was much needed. He had been pretty worn out between the Olympics and All-Star break, and just it had been a busy season. So I think that obviously Roddy, having been a player, he's been through it. He knows what the team or what the players are going to need, and I think that they'll make the proper adjustments moving forward.
Erik Cole is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Andrei Svechnikov and Jordan Staal, my understanding, didn't make this 2-game trip. They're in Detroit tonight, Boston tomorrow. Specific to Andrei, who I don't know if it's a re-injury or if it's a new injury. I'm not sure which would be worse, to be honest. But we spent most of the year trying to figure out, how to get Andrei playing his best game. There's a promo running. I've said it 100 times. I wish we would just pop in Erik Cole highlights and let Andrei watch them until he falls asleep at night, because I think that's a way that would suit him. And I don't want to disrespect your game, high skill game that you had, but power forward, use your speed, use your physicality. I haven't seen a ton of that from Andrei on a consistent basis this year. When you watch him, what do you want to see from Andrei?
Yeah, I think I feel like he has the luxury of being able to play either way. I did not necessarily. I never really viewed myself as a highly skilled player in terms of puck handling and things like that. And so for me, first and foremost, I was kind of always looking to play hard-nosed, in-your-face, north-south, as opposed to playing a more highly skilled game. I just kind of played to my strengths. So would you like to see him, be a little bit more physical? And could he be? Absolutely. He's a big, strong kid.
Yeah.
But I think that there's times where he could definitely take advantage of his size and strength and use it in certain situations. But part of that is just learning how to play in this league and how to be successful. And obviously he's been around a while here with the team,
yeah.
But he came in as a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
So I think that now that as he's matured and gotten even stronger and bigger, he could find that next kind of gear in terms of adding a bit more physicality and being just a little bit more up and down and hard nosed, because he certainly has all the attributes.
All right, I'll let you go on this. I got one more thing for you. Erik Cole is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. The top line right now of Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, and Jackson Blake isn't the biggest in the world in terms of the heights and weights that they're listed at on rosters. Aho is the biggest. What do you like about that line? Is there a concern if that is your top line going into the playoffs?
No, I don't. I don't think it's a concern. I think that while they might not be all that big in stature in terms of their vitals. They're all pretty sturdy players out there on the ice, and they're not afraid to go into traffic areas and go into the corners and take hits to make plays and dish out hits. So I don't think that should be really a concern. But I would think that with as the playoffs get closer and the lineup becomes full 100%, everyone's healthy. You get Svechnikov, you get Jordan back, you get Carrier back. It could look differently, and it could change. So you never know really. Through a course of a playoff season, or even just a playoff round, where some adjustments can be made. But I think they're playing very, very well right now, and I would be surprised if any changes come in the next little while.
I agree with you. I've loved everything about their game. Seth Jarvis plays like half a foot taller than he actually is, and Blake is just dynamite. All right, Erik Cole, I'll let you go. I appreciate your time. Good luck to your son this weekend. We will talk to you certainly very soon. Playoffs are about 2 weeks away. Thank you, my friend.
Anytime, brother.